You're watching Dallas Mavericks Today. I am Harrison Graham. Welcome into the show, everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. The Mavs didn't have a great night last night in a loss to the Clippers. Luka's still their daddy as he dropped 43 and 11, but was not enough. Hopefully they get back on the right track soon. Let's get to some trade rumors soon as trade deadline is soon, February 9th, just less than a month away. Could Dallas be in on Immanuel Quickley, the New York Knicks kind of spark plug guard off the bench? Mavs have been among the teams who have expressed interest in the Knicks guard, according to reports. And Quickley has kind of been on a heater as of late, 24 games, which is a pretty expanded stretch here, almost 15 points per game, shooting 44.6% from the field, 36% from three, which is pretty solid because he's kind of a volume guy when he plays, so he takes a lot of shots. I think he had like a 38, 40-point game a couple weeks ago as well. He can really, really score the basketball coming off the bench for a team. And other teams that have been interested apparently as well, Washington, Milwaukee, Dallas in there obviously, which is why we're talking about it on today's show. I like Immanuel Quickley quite a bit. Now, he can also start. In 8 games as a starter, the splits are similar and the points are higher because obviously even more volume there, but 5 assists a game as well, 20 points. He's a guy who can start, can come off the bench. I think for this team, he would clearly come off the bench and kind of be that six-man role along with Tim Hardaway on that second unit. Is Quickley worth using the limited assets on? It kind of depends, right? Like, would you for sure have to give up a first? I would guess probably so to get a guy like Immanuel Quickley. But producer Coop and I were talking about this earlier. You look at this roster right now. Yeah, the starting 5 is solid, but the bench stinks. I mean, Reggie Bullock's been a disaster this year. Kleba's hurt. Josh Green's hurt. Ntilikina is a guy you can barely play. Hardy's not ready yet. Dwight Powell, JaVale McGee, it's like, ugh. I mean, who is the guy off the bench that's giving you anything at all? And I mentioned Hardaway as a bench guy. I mean, he's been starting recently, so you really are thin on that bench. Christian Wood's now a starter. So the starting 5 has been pretty damn good. The problem is you got nothing on that second unit. A guy like Immanuel Quickley could come in and be 15 points off the bench because he would be the offense. You run a little pick and roll with him and Dwight Powell. That's probably what your second unit looks like for the most part, at least offensively. Now, would you trade for Immanuel Quickley? Type T for trade or P for pass. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I know it's a tough call, but curious to see what you guys think. What isn't a tough call is anytime you have a chance to save money. And with Rocket Money, you can cancel any unnecessary subscriptions, and that will help you save money every single month. Go download the app at rocketmoney.com/NBA. Now, did you know that 80% of Americans are spending money on subscriptions that they don't even know about or have forgotten about? Most of us think that we spend around $80 per month on subscriptions, but reality is we spend over $200. I found out recently when I got going with Rocket Money, I had a couple subscriptions I hadn't used in months. And in the case of my Xbox Live account, well over a year, and now I'm saving like $60-$70 per month after canceling some of those. What Rocket Money will do is show all of your subscriptions on one screen, and you'll be able to see just exactly how much you're spending total on those subscriptions. And if you want to cancel a subscription, you just click the cancel button next to any of those, and Rocket Money will take care of it for you. You don't have to reach out to any company's customer service and let them know that you no longer need or that their subscription is no longer needed for yourself. They will cancel it. You will no longer be getting charged, and you will be good to go. You can also stay on top of your overall spending and your upcoming bills with Rocket Money. It's just a great app for those who are trying to budget a little bit better. So go to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. Link will be in the description of this video. Download the app on your iPhone or Android today. All right, trade talks with the Miami Heat as Miami are reportedly interested in some Mavs players as they're trying to jumpstart their roster a little bit as well, as they've been up and down just like Dallas has so far this season. Adam Barai tweeted this out, that according to multiple sources, the Heat and Mavericks have had initial conversations on a deal involving Tim Hardaway Jr. This isn't the first time Hardaway has been linked to Miami. He's definitely a name to watch as the deadline approaches. He added this as well. A deal with the Mavs would have a lot of moving parts. The Heat are also high on a few players from the Mavs like Bullock and Finney-Smith. They easily have the salary to match if talks get serious. Now, I personally don't want to move Dorian Finney-Smith unless you're getting a star player in return, which I don't think anyone on Miami fits the bill because they're not trading Butler Adebayo, and I wouldn't put Kyle Lowry into that conversation. But Bullock and Hardaway are two guys I would absolutely be open to moving. I think Tim Hardaway would get you more in a deal because Bullock's been so bad this year, but Hardaway the last couple months has played a lot better. He lives in Miami during the offseason. His dad played for the Heat in the late 90s, early 2000s, so there is a connection there, and he could be a guy that could start or come off the bench for the Heat as they try to make a run in the Eastern Conference as they've been on the cusp the last couple of years, last year falling in Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, you look at some potential return Dallas could get from Miami. I think the guy who stands out here, obviously, is Kyle Lowry. Now, Kyle Lowry is past his prime, is probably overpaid for what he does, but he's still a good defensive guard. He can still score and assist. He's still a plus three-point shooter as well. I'm not that interested in Duncan Robinson or Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. Maybe Dwayne Dedmon is a throw-in type. Maybe you end up doing like some kind of package where it's Tim Hardaway, Dwight Powell for Kyle Lowry, and Dwayne Dedmon. Maybe something like that could be on the table for the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, Dallas has been linked to Lowry before the year he signed with the Heat in free agency. I think Dallas was probably that number 2 team on Lowry's list, but he opted for South Beach, and at the end of the day, he did not end up signing with Dallas, but maybe, just maybe, the Mavs could trade for him as, like I said, they have been interested in him before. And here's a trade idea that Coop cooked up. Lowry for Hardaway and Bullock. Would a pick have to be involved? I don't know. Could Dedmon and Dwight Powell be involved in a trade like this as well? Apparently Dedmon had kind of a blow-up with the Heat coaching staff last night and threw one of those like back massagers on the court. I mean, just a mess. So we'll see what ends up happening, but the trade rumors are certainly going to heat up between now and the deadline. Would you do this trade if you were the Dallas Mavericks? Type A for accept, D for decline. I think I'd do it in a heartbeat. Would Miami? I don't know. Again, you wonder if picks or other pieces would have to be involved. So let me know, A for accept or D for decline. Now make sure you guys subscribe to Dallas Mavericks Today because we have nonstop Mavs rumors. We also are going to have a lot of trade buzz leading up to the NBA trade deadline. We're just about 100 subscribers away from 21,000. Help us get there. Can we get there by the trade deadline? Come on, let's make it happen. Hit that sub button here on the channel. One more trade rumor to discuss, and that is around Caris LeVert, as the Cavs have also been monitoring Tim Hardaway Jr. Could a deal between these two teams take place in the next couple of weeks? Chris Fedor, Cavs insider, Cleveland.com, says the Cavs believe this player is available, and my sources tell me that he could be had. It's at the right price, and it's a little bit tricky because he's on a team that's 4th currently in the Western Conference. Tim Hardaway Jr. is someone that the Cavs have been watching and they've been keeping an eye on. Now, you compare the two players on the season, and the shooting splits are similar, right? Tim's field goal percentage has been going up after a slow start to the year, certainly a higher volume guy. LeVert, a better distributor of the basketball, better ball handler, which would give Dallas what they need in that regard, which is extra ball handling. Certainly Hardaway takes more threes than Caris LeVert, and they're pretty similar. I think LeVert's a better ball handler, but it clears your books quicker, right? Like, he's a free agent after this year. Hardaway's got 2 more years. So if you're Dallas, a straight-up one-for-one trade might not be a bad option. You're not losing much in production. You might even be gaining in ball handling ability, and it gives you more flexibility in the offseason. So I would actually be very on board with pulling off this trade. Now, would you swap Hardaway for Caris LeVert? Type Y for yes in for no. I might even throw a second to make it happen. Let me know what you guys think. If you're Nico Harrison, what would you do? Y for yes or in for no? All right, guys, appreciate you for making it to the end of the video. If you are a diehard Mavs fan, type MFFL in the comments. We want to see all the diehards down in the comment section. I'm Harrison Graham. We'll see you next time here on Mavericks Today.